You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. How we doing? How we doing? My. How about the Chicago Sky? Major move made today by the Chicago Sky. Let's get into it. The Chicago Sky have signed Ariel Atkins. Major two-time All-Star has landed with the Chicago Sky. Now, it's very interesting. Indiana made its move early, and what Tyler Marsh is doing, he's counteracting every one of those moves. So now it's coming down to a matchup. You're talking about Ariel Atkins is a player, is a two-time All-Star coming in there, 5'10", really can shoot it really well, left-hander. And I'll tell you this, folks, when I look at it from a NBA scouting, or should I say WNBA scouting, the left-handers are going to be tough to deal with. Chicago's going to put two on the floor, may get three on the floor. This is going to get really interesting now because it comes down to the matchups and who's going to match up and who's going to match up well. And I'll tell you this, folks, Tyler Marsh, this isn't a rebuilding year for the Chicago Sky. There is no doubt about it. General Manager Jeff, he's going all in, pulling the trigger, did a swap pick with the Washington Mystics, right? So this is something that happened and it's coming all together. Now, there's a relationship between Washington and Chicago, no doubt about it. But Tyler Marsh is gunning straight for Indiana. The Eastern Conference is going to be loaded, folks. It's going to be loaded. It's going to be tough to deal with, right? Because you got to look at it coming out of the Chicago Sky, and you look at Andy Costabilly, who really just said that, the Sky get an overall number 3 pick to the Mystic for a two-time All-Star Ariel Atkins. And you got Jeff P., general manager. I mean, eventually Jeff P. is probably going to be just like Rob Pelinka with the Lakers, right? Because he's swinging the trade. There is no cap right now, but when you get a two-time All-Star, now that's what changes the game. But Chicago Sky aren't done there. I mean, you got Vandersloot. Now, here's what I can tell you. The Chicago Sky may lead the WNBA in assists. That's what I'm seeing because you got a veteran. So they're going to match it up. This is an OK Corral shootout, okay, that you're going to have to meet us up by the oak tree, and we're going to battle it out. Vandersloot's a veteran coming in here, passes the ball really well, right? You're going to go ahead and pick up Rebecca Allen. Now, you pick up Rebecca Allen. You got more size. Okay, you're looking at this. What do we do? Rebound, play defense. Now it's starting to stack the table for them. You bring in Kia Nurse, right? So the Chicago Sky are stacking and matching. And what they're doing is basically the players, the two splashes so far, obviously, the Indiana Fever jumped out the gate. But that's not the important thing that's going on is the Indiana Fever jumping out the gate because now it just comes down to matchups. And what Tyler Marsh is doing is saying, look, he broke it down to you right when this whole thing started. Okay, he goes out and gets a two-time All-Star. That's really getting the player I want that's going to fit best in my system. And as Tyler Marsh said, I look at a lot of film. And folks, Chicago Sky fans, I'll tell you, whenever you have a coach that looks at a lot of film, he's looking at to see how that synergy is going to affect, right? And, for Tyler Marsh, as I told everybody a long time ago, he's just a plain old magnet to the players. The women of the WNBA, they love Tyler Marsh, right? So that gives him, as you would say, the pick across the league because players do want to come play for Tyler Marsh. He's a two-time championship winner. He's coached in the NBA. He understands the game. He understands the execution. And now what he's demonstrated, the communication between him, Jeff P., Dwayne Wade, you got Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, you got lots of great things that are coming down, and they are building a championship. I tell everybody this, that you got a coach here when you look at Tyler Marsh, understands how to win championships. Everywhere he's been, he's won a championship. Every coach can't put that on their resume. Some coaches want to claim it. Some coaches claim they're great. That doesn't, he's not one that's going to get out there and start talking about what he's going to do. He's not going to get boisterous. He's going to be the quiet one. Okay. And he's going to be the quiet one. He's going to go about his business in a very professional manner. Got a beautiful baby. He's coming in. He's a family man, and the women of the Chicago Sky will be a family. They're not going to be any more chaos, no more confusion, because he doesn't really raise his voice. He feels that you are human. I'm human. We can communicate with one another very, very easily. And that's what I'm talking about. So when you get in there, you get Ariel Atkins coming on in. And my, them Chicago Sky, that's grabbing a two-time All-Star, right? And here's where it gets good to me because when you get over there, you got Camila Cardosa. And man, oh man, I'm telling you, right now, okay, you got Bob Paris in as a coach. Paris is going to really get Camila Cardosa because now we're going to seal, we're going to get spacing, we're going to move people off the block. Now, of course, Angel Reese, Lisa Leslie, boy, you talk about a godsend. Let me tell you what a godsend and what Lisa Leslie did. And I'll break it down from a scouting report perspective. I always try to say NBA, but I got to say WNBA, as now I covered the WNBA. Angel Reese, Lisa Leslie, first thing she did, corrected her footwork. Footwork, footwork, footwork. That's where all the players start. That's where all the players I've ever coached, the first thing I get to is your footwork. Lisa Leslie has really concentrated on that. I will tell you this too. Angel Reese has been in the weight room. Angel Reese has been in the weight room. The legs are getting stronger, and I'm telling you, she's sealing. She's added a spin move. She's understanding how to trap you as a defender, where I can seal you off and throw it right off the top. She's found the square, right? So all this is coming together in a maturation process without a lot of noise. Angel Reese is going to be the most improved player in the WNBA by far. Angel Reese will command double teams. Listen to me here, folks. Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. What we do, and we always will tell you, it's our opinion. But if it turns to truth, I've given you the facts long before they happen. And that's exactly what we got going on here. Angel Reese is going to be a wing. She's a tweener. She's a three, between a 3 and a 4. That's what a tweener is. And you get players like that where they start out in the post, but with the footwork, it can move her out to the wing. She's got a great shooting stroke. She can handle the ball as well. Now she's got getting comfortable. And folks, the bottom line is Unrivaled was a tremendous benefit to the players. A lot of people can speak or say things about Unrivaled, but this is the first time that the women have time to spend together, get to know each other as friends, get to communicate with each other, and really understanding what it's like. And I'll tell you, Angel Reese just played with Chelsea Gray. And I'll tell you, you might be able to throw up 1, 2, 3 and flip a coin on the top 3 point guards, but Chelsea Gray is a killer, just a natural killer from California. Right there, I watched Chelsea Gray junior high. I watched Chelsea Gray in high school at St. Mary's. I've watched Chelsea Gray at Duke. Chelsea Gray is one of the best of the best. But here's the deal. That all comes out of Phil Handy with the Lakers. So let's get it in, right? So you got this movement that's going to take place. And I'll tell you, it's not going to get any easier for nobody that's going to play the Chicago Sky because that 6'7" Camila Cardosa, that's going to give people a lot of problems. And guess what? They're going to put it into execution. These ladies now are going to, they're too big. There's too much size and too much weight. And once you start getting the fundamentals and the footwork and you start understanding what your responsibility is, and folks, it all starts, footwork starts on offense, footwork starts on defense. And Camila Cardoso is going to have great footwork as well because guess what's going to happen? You're going to go right into this, and these players were rookies last year. They're not rookies anymore. They're coming after it. They're coming after it with a vision. And I'm going to tell you what, that Eastern Conference, I don't care what anybody says, the Eastern Conference in the WNBA is going to be stacked. Everybody's coming over there. They know they're going to get the coverage. They know they're going to have an opportunity, and they're gunning down because these women in Chicago are not going to be beat. I'm telling you now, this is going to be a really dog-eat-dog matchup to come out of that Eastern Conference and play for the finals. I don't know who's going to shake loose on that, but the game is the game. It is what it is. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We try to bring it to you in a different way because we understand all things are possible to those who believe, but let's get it in. Let's get it in. I'm always going to come to my Chicago steppers. I'm going to salute you because you know what you do it so well, and you do it just the way it's got to do. Throw a little sand on the floor. When you go to Chicago, if you don't know what to do when they out there stepping, they just getting it in, and it don't matter. They do it the way they want to do it. To the legendary Skippy, we love you, my brother. Rest in. Here we go. We got it. Ariel Atkins rolling into Chicago. She's on her way. That Don Cornelius and the Soul Train, Money Mike's going to roll with that. Ain't no doubt about it. And when I get it in, I'm going to tell you, It's my opinion, but the truth is the truth. Chicago Sky are coming right after you, and Tyler Marsh going to win a WNBA championship. But let's keep it rolling. Ariel Atkins is going to land in Chicago. Ain't no doubt about it. Annie, you called it right. Sky trade number 3 pick to the Mystics for a 2-time All-Star Ariel Atkins. Didn't stop there. Got Vandersloot. She's ready to roll. Rebecca Allen's ready to roll. Kia Nurse is ready to roll. And then you got nobody but the double team, the left-hander, the killer. Ariel Atkins is now a Chicago Sky. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. All things are possible to those who believe. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Live life, enjoy. And everything you do, all things is possible to those who believe. You are who you are, and you do what you do. And the Chicago Sky, they're going back to the playoffs, but they want more. And that Tyler Marsh, I'm going to tell you, that Marsh wants one thing everywhere he's ever been. He's won a championship. Why would he stop now? You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. My. How about the Chicago Sky? They're rolling. It's time to get it on up. And like Money Mike said, we go roll with the soul.